The battlefield still smoked. Twisted metal, charred trees, and scorched earth painted a grim portrait of what had taken place just hours before. The wreckage of human tanks lay beside the crushed remains of alien mechs, and the sky was stained orange with ash. Sergeant Elias Monroe trudged forward through the wreckage, his rifle lowered. The ceasefire had come too late and neither side had won, just lost too much. "Movement," called a voice from ahead. Elias ran toward the call and stopped dead. Nestled in a shallow crater was a massive reptilian form. A dragon, though smaller and more delicate than the monstrous war beasts they had been trained to fear. Her scales were dull blue, cracked and seared in several places. One wing was shredded. Her breathing was shallow. Clinging to her side, sobbing softly, was a baby. A baby dragon no larger than a calf. Its scales shimmered faintly, pure silver streaked with soot. It pressed its snout into the crook of her neck, letting out high-pitched whimpers. The mother raised her head weakly as the humans approached. Her gold eyes locked onto Elias and glowed. A pulse of emotion struck him like lightning. Not aggression. Not hatred. "Please, my child." He dropped to his knees, rifle forgotten. "She's begging," he whispered. Back at the forward med station, chaos erupted. "You brought a dragon here?" shouted Commander Urek, eyes wide with disbelief. Elias held firm. "She's not a weapon. She's a mother. And she's dying." The treaty classified dragons as enemy combatants. "She didn't attack us. She was protecting her baby," Elias snapped. "You want to leave a child to watch its mother die?" Urek hesitated. Then a quiet voice spoke. "Let them through." It was Dr. Mei Jean, lead xenobiologist on the base. "I've studied their kind for years. This might be the only chance to understand them, and to do something right." The dragon lay curled in the emergency bay, her body trembling with every breath. The baby never left her side, his small claws gripping her chest as if sheer will could keep her alive. "His name is Kale," May whispered. "She sent it to me, telepathically. The mother's name is Vera." "She's dying," Elias said quietly. "Yes. Internal bleeding. Her heart's failing. She won't survive more than a day. Can we save her?" May shook her head, eyes heavy. "But, we can save him." The baby dragon whimpered and looked up at Elias. He stepped forward and dropped to one knee, unsure why his own eyes were stinging. "Hey little guy. We're gonna help you." Vera's glowing eyes flicked to him, her breathing ragged. "Will you protect him, when I'm gone?" He felt it in his mind, a question too heavy for words. Elias pressed his hand to her scales. "I swear it." That night Vera passed. There was no roar. No fire. Only a soft exhale and then, stillness. Kale didn't understand at first. He nudged her cheek with his snout. Again. And again. Then he let out a shriek that cracked every human heart within earshot. Elias wrapped his arms around the trembling hatchling. "I'm here. I've got you." The soldiers stood in silence. And for the first time in the long war between humans and dragons, no one reached for a weapon. Over the following weeks, Elias took Kale into his care. He built him a warm shelter just outside the compound, reinforced with soft materials scavenged from the medbay and blankets meant for human wounded. May helped translate the baby dragon's emotions, fear, hunger, confusion, and taught Elias how to feed him and comfort him when nightmares came. Kale clung to Elias like a shadow. When scared, he burrowed under his coat. When lonely, he pressed his snout into Elias's palm and hummed softly. Soldiers started bringing scraps of meat from the mess hall. Engineers crafted toys from discarded drone parts. A medic knitted a scarf for Kale's neck. The war hadn't ended. But here, in this little corner of it, something had changed. Then came the order. Relocate the dragon hatchling to Central Command for containment and study. Immediate effect. Elias slammed the datapad down. "No," he said to Commander Urek. "You don't get to take him. It's not your call. The higher-ups want him secure. He's not a lab rat. He's a kid. His mom died right in front of us." May stepped in, voice cold. "You move him against his will and I promise, you'll have more than a baby dragon to deal with." That night, Elias sat beside Kale under the stars, holding him close as the baby snuggled into his arms. "I might have to fight for you," he whispered. Kale blinked up at him and let out a soft trill that sounded like "I know." When the relocation squad arrived, the entire base stood in front of Kale's shelter. Soldiers, medics, engineers. All of them. "This is absurd," the squad leader growled. "You're obstructing an official directive." Commander Urek for once stepped forward. "Then write it up. But you're not taking him. Not now. Not ever." The squad left empty-handed. That night, Kale curled beside Elias, tail wrapped around his leg. Elias stroked his small horns and whispered, "You're not alone, little guy. Not anymore." Months later, the ceasefire became peace. Humans and dragons began to talk, not roar, not fight. Kale grew quickly. Taller, stronger, smarter. He learned to mimic speech, learned to write. And every night, he slept curled up beside the man who had once sworn to protect him. The same man who had knelt beside a wounded mother and chose mercy. Years from now, when the war was a memory, statues would be raised, not to generals, not to weapons, but to a moment. A baby dragon curled on his dying mother's chest. And a human who chose to kneel.